love craft beer. Now, learn the skills necessary for a career in this growing industry with the Business of Craft Beer program at College of DuPage.
What I love about the craft beer industry is that it is truly a family. This industry is welcoming for everyone.
It is a very unique industry in that those that you are inarguably competing with for shelf space or tap space, you tend to become friends with.
You know, craft beer is growing so fast and it's changing so much. There's so much elasticity in it that we really need to get people that are qualified to understand it and be able to adapt to it.
You know, I think this is really a unique time in the arc of American craft beer. You know, a program like this, feeding people that are interested and giving them professional skill sets is really valuable for employers, for distributors, for brewers, for retail. You know, there's a lot of different opportunities out there in a growing industry, and I think this is a unique way to develop some of those skill sets.
It's just not enough to have a great beer recipe and the desire to go brew beer and sell beer. You need a good understanding of the business to be successful.
No matter what area interests you the most, College of DuPage's craft beer program helps you understand the essentials of the business. Featuring hands-on courses conducted at local breweries and at College of DuPage, this program prepares students to pursue a variety of career opportunities.
I believe that the goal of the program was to help educate people as to what truly goes into the beer in the glass.
Right, you've got a beer, it's already made, but where does it go? Right, there's a lot of confusion on what to do with beer once it's made. This is the course that helps you find a way to move it into product at retail, through a brewery out of front of house, and maybe through a distributor. This gives you an opportunity to understand how to get into a career doing one of those things as opposed to physically brewing the beer.
You know, a lot of people are passionate about beer, but a lot of people don't realize that it's also a business. And this is something that we take very seriously. There's a professional attitude, there's a professional approach, and what kind of shows through in American beer on a consumer level may not actually be what's going on behind the scenes.
There are so many opportunities to work in the beer industry today, from actually working in the brewery and brewing a batch of beer to brand development, social networking, marketing, front of house management, you know, being a buyer at the various bars and restaurants. There's so many opportunities.
Learn local. With a curriculum designed by the area's leading professionals and entrepreneurs, COD's program was built from the ground up, equipping students with the skills, knowledge, and contacts that will be most valuable in the current market.
It's huge that the people teaching this class and the people that were a part of developing the curriculum for this craft beer program are actually working in the industry now.
We're going to cover everything from your beginning concept to business plans, how to deal with different properties, the government, and actually executing the plan.
You got guys like myself or John Barley, who owns Solemn Oath, who are going to come together and bring two very different perspectives on how to teach a class about beer business, because we've done it two different ways and we've both got a different set of experiences leading into that.
When we structured the courses, one of the things that we wanted to do was have at every class session not only a lesson where students obviously could follow along and gain some knowledge from, but we wanted them to have some contact with industry members. So we pulled in guest speakers every time we had a class. We actually have owners, we have brewers, we have distributors. Everyone who's in the industry is teaching a portion of the program.
Direct access to a lot of high-profile people within our industry here locally. This is a program that provides that. You know, the connections that we have, immediate connections that we have within the industry, are invaluable for the students as well.
I did not expect or know that we were going to meet so many people in industry. It's been great just to be able to talk to them and understand the obstacles that you have to face, some of the challenges.
It's given me a lot more ability to be confident in talking about beer styles, which I think is really important when you work in craft beer. Being able to talk to the customers about what products you have on, have product knowledge, be able to offer suggestions. It's just been an amazing experience, and I definitely would recommend it.
You know, we're an industry that has a sophisticated consumer, and they want information. And a program like this enables the students to get that information to pass on.
You know, creating a program where there's an education base to feed into an industry that's growing as quickly as ours is great. You know, we're looking for talented people coming from all walks of life. You know, this is an opportunity for people to excel and show us that, you know, beer is something that they're very interested in on a professional level.
I would absolutely hire someone that's taking these classes, and I would be much more interested in seeing this on a resume, and that's pretty much going to bring you right to the top of my pile. I'm going to meet with you guaranteed if I know that you've taken this set of classes.
Craft beer is a culture unlike any other. Love it? Learn it. For more information about the Business of Craft Beer program at College of DuPage, check us out on the web at cod.edu/craftbeer.
Ho, 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 everyone. I'm Diana Martinez, director of the Mackinac Arts Center. And on behalf of the entire staff, we are thrilled to present you with our new Christmas on Demand series. When COVID hit, we realized that people need the arts and culture more than ever. And we wanted to find a way to remain relevant and connected to you. We wanted to do everything we could to keep the music playing. I hope you enjoyed some of our free Friday night Mac programs this fall. We have learned a lot. And we also learned that everybody has a hectic schedule, and trying to get people to watch at a specific date or time made it really difficult. So we've listened to you, and we are thrilled to share with you that we are presenting a series of holiday shows that will be direct from the Mac on demand, so that you can watch with your family and friends at your convenience. Each show premieres on a different date throughout the holiday season, starting November 27th, and then once the show opens, it runs through January 3rd. So let me tell you a little bit about each show. Opening on Thanksgiving weekend is College Theater Department's performance of A Christmas Carol. It's the Charles Dickens classic, but it has been adapted for Zoom, and William J. Norris adapted the show for us. He's the one who has written the play that you see every year at the Mac. It's being directed by Amelia Barrett, and it is amazing to see how everyone is adapted to being able to present a show on Zoom. And you won't believe it, but people have written to me after they've seen some of our other shows and said, I feel like I went to a play. So I urge you to keep this holiday tradition going strong and to join us for A Christmas Carol. And that opens on November 27th at 7 p.m. And then you can watch it on demand through January 3rd. The biggest challenge was how to keep the New Philharmonic Orchestra playing. And with the restrictions of audience sizes and the campus closing, we realized we had to get really creative. And we started following scientific studies by the University of Michigan, and there was an association of arts organizations and high school choral directors and scientific studies that started showing us the best way to do it. And what we learned was that if you're outside and everyone's masked and the instruments are even masked so that the aerosols don't go out from the bell of the trumpets or the wind instruments, that it is a much safer way to do it. And if you take breaks often, even though you're outside, that it helps to clear the air. So we followed all those studies, and we found a way to record all of our shows outside with no one sharing music, no one sharing music stands, socially distanced, extended social distance for wind instruments, and following all the protocols. And I'm pleased to say we recorded 4 concerts with our full orchestra, and no one got sick. So we are so excited to present this to you. We partnered with College of DuPage's multimedia team, which is a professional multimedia team that was able to deliver us a 5-camera shoot of the highest quality. Our sound team went in and did all the sound for it. And wait until you see this. Take a peek. So that was a little bit for you to see, but we are doing a sing along with the symphony for the holidays because we know everybody loves to go see choirs at Christmas and sing along to your holiday favorites. And so we created a holiday music show that has even, it has some orchestral music, it has a Jewish holiday song, it has amazing singers. It's conducted by Kurt Musprat. We have soprano Emily Burson, mezzo Kate Tumbaugh, tenor Jesse Donner, and bass baritone Bill McMurray. And these singers are amazing. And it will get you and your family in the spirit. And the words are at the bottom of the screen so you can sing along with the symphony to all your holiday favorites. If you have family getting together in town, it's a great way to get everyone in the spirit in a safe way. This show premieres on December 12th. And it runs through January 3rd. So if you have family and throughout the holidays, we urge you to take a look at this. Some of the songs in the show are your favorites like Oh Holy Night, Sleigh Ride, Hallelujah Chorus, Christmas in Chicago, Jingle Bells, Frosty the Snowman, White Christmas, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, and of course, we wish you a Merry Christmas. Next up, we have Presley Perkins, Lewis and Cash, in $1 Million Christmas. And the cast is coming to the MAC to record the show and broadcast live from the MAC. And they're going to be here on December 19th at 7:30 p.m. That show will be on demand from December 19th through January 3rd. This show we brought in a few years ago, and it sold out immediately. People love this cast and the show. It's an American favorite, Presley Perkins, Lewis and Cash, and to see the piano playing that they do is crazy in some of the scenes. You will love the show, and it's a different sort of Christmas show that has a rock feel to it and a rockabilly feel to it. And I urge you to take a look at this when you have some friends over during the holidays.
Well, would you go? When they tell you fine flash, well, would you go right?
Now, the only show that is not being filmed at the MAC is the Moscow Ballet's Nutcracker. When we discovered that our traditional partners who present the Nutcracker were not able to perform this year, I started looking for a beautiful, traditional, classic version of the Nutcracker, because to me, that's what everybody wants to see. You want all your children to see the traditional story with the beautiful costumes and the special effects, and you want to share that tradition that makes people in the spirit and brings children that delight and the wonder and the magic of Christmas. So I started looking, and the Moscow Ballet decided that they were in the same situation since they couldn't tour this year, and they are filming under safe protocols, and they are filming the traditional Nutcracker. They usually tour around the country. It is one of the most popular Nutcrackers. This Nutcracker has performed for presidents like Ronald Reagan, all the way to President Barack Obama at the White House. It is a gorgeous production, and the costumes are phenomenal. Take a look at this little short clip interview with the costume designer.
I do extensive cultural research, in terms of both ballet traditional costuming and also cultural costuming. When we begin production on building the costumes, all of which are made in St. Petersburg, Russia, at a very large atelier, the Russian sense of how a costume should be built is very different from the way that an American costume is built. When I'm in St. Petersburg, I reside there sometimes anywhere from 1 month to 3 months. The amazing thing about costumes is that it's not just a piece of clothing that you wear, it's a piece of clothing that tells a story, that gives an actor, a dancer, a singer, a tool to help tell their story.
As you can see, this is a lavish productions with no holds barred. Now, this show will open on December 19th, where you can purchase a ticket on demand for your whole family to watch. And they even have packages where you can get a Nutcracker to go along with it, and they'll send you a Nutcracker. And it is a wonderful opportunity to keep one of our most sacred dance holiday traditions alive. This show runs December 19th. Again, this one ends on January 1st. And that's not all. We have partnered with magician Dennis Watkins. Dennis Watkins had a show called The Magic Parlor at the Palmer House that he was doing every weekend. And when the Palmer House closed, he was looking for a way to keep performing. He has developed a platform that is much like Zoom, but different. It's better than Zoom. And on this platform, he allows 25 families to come in and watch the show, and he interacts with them during the show, does the magic, has you bring a deck of cards at your home, and does the tricks digitally. I don't know how this all works, but it's really wonderful. And people who've watched it with their children say the kids love this because he's talking to you during the whole show. And it's like a private magic show for up to 25 people.
Life is a little bit different for all of us these days. So I spent the last couple of months working with my team to create an all-new show that happens in your living room and on your screen. Folks, we're only selling 25 tickets per show. That is because this is an interactive magic experience where you and your guests not only watch the magic, you create magic in your own hands. Perfect magical match, and you should have one too. Have a match, a match, a match. You are remarkable magicians.
So we have partnered with Dennis, and those performances are in select weekend nights through November and December. So take a look at the website for more details and specific information on the dates that show is available. That show is not on demand because it's interactive. And last but not least, we end the holiday season with a New Year's Eve concert. And aren't we all looking forward to a brand new year after this crazy COVID 2020 year? And we think this is going to be a huge celebration. Everybody's looking forward to moving forward onto 2021. New Philharmonic is the best way to celebrate. The concert is gorgeous. It's a pops concert, so it has movie themes, it has marches, has Americana favorites, and it just gets you in the mood to celebrate. Maestro Musprat always brings in phenomenal singers, and it is one of my favorite shows of the year. So I urge you to get a bottle of champagne, get your favorite appetizers out, and listen to this show on New Year's Eve, because nothing will get you more in the spirit than the New Philharmonic's New Year's Eve concert. Now, that premieres, of course, on New Year's Eve, but you can watch it all weekend through Sunday, January 3rd. We're also working with some dining partners to see if they would like to create dinner packages that are close to you that you could pick up and have dinner and a show in the comfort of your own home throughout this holiday season. I can't thank you enough for your continued support of the Mackinac Arts Center and for always sticking with us. We wanted to give you this gift of keeping your traditions alive and feeling like you're still connected to us at the Mac and seeing your holiday favorites. For more information on any of these shows, please visit www.themac.org. I'm Diana Martinez. Thanks so much for watching, and we hope to see you this holiday season online.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of In the Kitchen with Chris. Today we are making butternut squash soup, one of my favorites. This is Nora Roberts, and she's going to be assisting me today. And so what we're doing here at the College of DuPage, outside of Chicago in Glen Ellen, Illinois, is we're making a soup that I think is very simple and very delicious. I'm a big believer in letting the food do all the speaking. So you'll notice that this recipe is fairly simple, not a lot of ingredients, but it's got a tremendous amount of excellent butternut squash flavor because it is butternut squash soup. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the butter and the onions. So as you can see, we're going to put the butter in the pan and we're going to melt the butter. Turn it up just a little bit. There we go. So we're going to melt the butter, and the first thing you want to do is sweat the onions for a few minutes. Now, if you wanted to caramelize the onions, you could. It'll add a different flavor. If you wanted to leave the onions raw, you could. It'll add a different flavor. I personally think it's nice if you sweat the onions. So what that means is you make them translucent, and it only takes a couple of minutes. So we're going to add the onions. And don't worry if the onions are rough chopped, fine chopped. It really doesn't matter because we're going to puree this soup later. So let me turn it up just a little bit more. There we go. All right, so Nora is going to stir this for a couple minutes as it goes round and round and round. Okay, we're going to sweat those onions. And then we're going to add our butternut squash soup in a couple minutes. We're going to add our potatoes. We're going to add nutmeg and salt. We're going to add chicken stock, and then we're going to add heavy cream. All of these flavor components are going to give you what I like to call layers of flavor. But you can see predominantly looking at them, mostly butternut squash. So you get the most butternut squash flavor. This will be done in just a few more seconds. And so stir a little more there, Nora. Beautiful, beautiful. You're doing a great job, great job. So remember, sweating the onions. This is a technique that's used a lot in cooking. So it means that you start cooking them, but you don't cook them a real lot, but you don't want them raw either. So it's right in between. We call it sweating. Okay, that's ready to go. So now we're going to add the potatoes. We're going to add the butternut squash soup. Butternut squash. And we're going to add some nutmeg, a little bit of nutmeg. And if you want to turn that down, Nora, that would be great. So turn it down to a low simmer. So the salt, the nutmeg. We're going to add the chicken stock. Okay. And we're going to add the heavy cream. Now, because the liquids are in here, now we can turn it back up on high. We're going to bring it to a boil, and then we're going to turn it down to a simmer. So this will be ready in about 20 to 30 minutes. As you can see, it's a very, very fast soup to make with the liquid and everything in there. It's really, really nice and fast. That's something I really like about this particular soup. So we're going to bring this up to a boil, turn it down to a simmer, and we'll be back in about 30 minutes or so. Welcome back. Our butternut squash soup has been cooking for about 20 to 30 minutes. It's been about 30 minutes, 35 minutes right in there. And what we did was we simmered it very, very gently. And we covered it up, and so it just kept the steam in a little bit. If you want to cover it, it's fine. If you don't want to cover it, it's fine also. Really, either way works perfect. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to blend the soup. If you have a blender at home, not a problem. I'm going to use an immersion blender. So this one is a commercial model, so you just press the little button and then it starts spinning at the bottom and it's going to puree the soup. The nice thing about this is you don't have to remove it from the pot. So Nora here is going to start and she's going to puree the soup, and it'll only take probably 30 seconds. So she's moving it up and down as she's pureeing. Beautiful. Okay, great. Now, as you can see, One of the main advantages about this tool is you don't have to remove it from the pot. You just have to take this. So this all unscrews and then you can put it through a dishwasher. Works perfect. So now the soup, we have to always taste the soup. So we're going to adjust it for salt and pepper. So we're going to move this over and we're going to taste it. Needs a little bit of salt. Oh, not yet, Nora, hold on. A little bit of salt and a little bit of fresh pepper. Okay, great. If you want to stir that up. Okay, this should be perfect. So if you want to use chicken stock that has no salt in it, again, no problem at all. Me personally, I use the quote-unquote regular chicken stock. All right, so now, of course, your soup has to look beautiful in the bowl. So we're going to add a couple spoonfuls right in the bowl. And then we're going to garnish it because you can't serve soup that's not garnished. You have to garnish your soup. So we are going to garnish this with a little bit of creme fraiche, a little bit of chervil, and also a little bit of cauliflower that I removed and cooked on the side, a couple little pieces. So if you didn't want to garnish the soup, it's not a problem. I personally think it looks a little bit better. And then we're going to take our creme fraiche. We're going to add just a little bit, a little small dollop. Creme fraiche is a cultured cream product. It's available at almost any store now. And then we're going to take a little bit of chervil and add a little bit to the top. All right, so now Nora and I are going to taste our soup. Oh, she has a spoon. She's ready to go. Fantastic. All right, so we're going to taste our soup. Thanks for coming, everyone. It's been a pleasure. I hope you enjoyed the butternut squash soup recipe. Very simple, very easy, done in about 30 minutes. Have a great day. Thanks for coming.
For more information about culinary arts courses, degrees, and certificates, as well as other hospitality management program offerings, visit their pages on the web at cod.edu. Student-athletes enjoy a winning tradition at College of DuPage, with one of the most successful community college athletic programs in the nation. The Mackinac Arts Center is not only home to students studying the arts, but it's also the place to catch a performance. There's theater, music, dance, art galleries, and more. If exercising and staying in shape is a part of your routine, check out Chaparral Fitness in the Physical Education Center, with free memberships for full-time students. COD is not a place where you have to just go to class and then go home. And seriously, who would want to?